make your day richer than it was before. Got some good times knocking upon your front door. It's the Richard Wilmore Show.
Technology and live television, live things are exciting. Welcome to the Richard Wilmore Show. Thanks for joining us. This morning, Ryan was here, and then he was not, so he's there, but his camera's not on, Ryan, if you're listening. So once he figures that on, there he is. Look at that.
How are you?
Good morning.
Your theme is so cool. I hate you.
Why?
It's beautiful. It's great. I love it.
Well, thank you. That also took me a day and a half to make. So... We were talking before the show started about how long things take to do when you think they're only going to take 2 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. I just got bored one day, and that's what happened.
That's
Ryan,
a great project to do when you're bored. So proud of you.
Yes, thank you. Ryan does all kinds of fun stuff, but he works with a nonprofit here in San Antonio. Are you in San Antonio anymore? And he's frozen. Ryan.
Am I back?
Oh, you're back.
Yeah. No, I actually live in Austin now, but I still work with Get.
Yes. Tell everybody about what Growing Empowered is and what they do.
Yeah, so we're a local nonprofit in San Antonio, and basically we work to move millennials and young people in general to vote. So all the different ways that you can inspire them to vote, bringing them information, bringing artists to them, just lots of different ways, but yeah.
It's really, I used to do a lot of work with Lauren and her crew, Ryan included, we used to produce a TV show once a month. And that has kind of formed into a podcast now. Can you tell everybody how the podcast is going? You guys are doing so awesome. You have such a great group of hosts on that show.
Thank you. Yeah, we have a podcast now. And it's the same idea, same goal. It's to move young people to vote, but it's to give them information. And we like to bring community leaders, just thought leaders onto the show to talk about various different things. But it's all about trying to give that information to young people and trying to move them to vote and, let them know that their voice is important. So giving a voice to all the people that feel like they don't have voices and just giving them information. But it's great. We try to do at least 2 recordings a month. And there's always some cool guest, or if there's not, it's just us talking, but various different points of views and things like that. So it's really a good show. Check it out.
It's of course available wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Yeah.
You guys have a really fun event coming up this week, yes?
We do. As a part of Dream Week, it's gone virtual this year because of COVID and everything, but we are bringing on Rosie Castro. She is an activist in San Antonio, but also the mother of the Castro twins.
No big deal.
I know, yeah. No big deal. No, she's a big deal. She's really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the title is Our Dreams Still Possible in 2021. And it's basically just talking about everything that happened in 2020 and the last 4 years in general, and showing people why it still matters to care and still to vote and to be engaged and things like that. It's going to be a great show.
And when is it, and where can people watch it?
Yeah, so it is happening Wednesday, January the 20th at 6:30 p.m. It should last till about 8 p.m. And if you follow us on any social media, so that's Facebook and Instagram, you can find us at get_Texas. And we are going to post a link there, and it's on Zoom, so you'll be able to just log on. And there's even a time for audience questions and things. So it's a very
This is as participatory as Ryan's camera is. So, since Ryan's frozen, I hope he gets to watch this. So Ryan, like I was saying, I used to help with their TV show, and Ryan and I used to have a lot of fun filming things. So
I froze for a second. Sorry.
You did freeze. So I asked Lauren, who's the CEO of Growing Empowered Together, to send over a little clip, Ryan. I don't know if you're going to remember this, but I just want you to watch this.
Oh, God.
Hi, Ryan.
Hello, Richard.
Want to go film a TV show?
I think we should.
Should we show the people what we do here?
Yeah, come on.
Let's go.
Take a quick tour inside. Welcome aboard.
This is where we get our makeup done. Do you need makeup?
Nope.
I don't either. Let's go.
So hello guys and welcome to the studio. We're going to talk to you a little bit about some things that you should remember and some things to keep in mind. So let's get started.
Okay, here we are. Do you want a 360 view of it? Go, camera, go! Let's go this way. Yes, the state-of-the-art studio. We have beautiful cameras. The screen can be turned into anything.
Anything?
Anything. Where are we going now?
Where are we going?
We're going somewhere. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's how much fun we used to have when we were able to be together. I also just realized I'm wearing that same exact shirt right now.
Are you really?
Yeah, I totally am. That's the shirt.
Everything
Full circle from like 3 years ago. No big deal. That's how often I go shopping. Ryan, thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. I'm glad it worked out. I'm glad you could hang out with us this week.
Oh, it was a pleasure. So thank you.
Thank you. I started a new segment on the show, and it was supposed to be an Instagram only thing because when I first found out I was moving to San Antonio, the first thing I did was look up coffee shops to see if I would survive here, and it turns out I would, and I am, because San Antonio has such great coffee shops. And so I found through this show, through everything, this is how crazy life works. And Stacey will tell you, like, yes, of course that's how it works. My friend Max, who is a photographer here, he's been on the show before. We're going to talk to him again. Not today, but later. He's helping me film and edit these fun segments where we're just going to every week go to a different coffee shop. And I loved it so much, and I loved the work he did. And this is his first video he's ever shot and edited. And so I wanted to show you all. We went to Early Bird Coffee. Take a look at this, and we will be right back with Colleen Michelle Miller. I'm here with Sydney at Early Bird Coffee and her Airstream. This is beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
What made you decide to start?
I really just wanted something different. I wanted something new, something I hadn't done before, and so that's kind of where we are now. So that's why I opened up Early Bird. So I just wanted a change, I guess, in environment.
Were you always a coffee drinker, or was it just like you wanted something that was unique?
Oh, I was always a coffee
Good.
Like I said, 2 kids. I'm always drinking coffee. It's usually cold by the time I get to it, but that's probably why I prefer iced now, because I find it in the microwave and it's cold by then. But yeah, I've always been a coffee drinker. My husband and I both. We've always kind of gone different places and tried, and just usually if not, we just drink coffee at home. But yeah, we love coffee.
I love all the details here too. Your mugs. Who came up with are these things you come up with, or is this from a place that you're ordering? These are so fun.
So our cups come blank, and then we hand stamp.
Oh my gosh.
So that's where we try and think of new ideas. We want to try and have something maybe for each month, something that fits everybody. the first 3 stamps that we came up with was Good Morning Hustler. We had Mom Fuel because that's something I came up with, something funny.
You knew all too well.
Yeah, I kind of fit that category, right? And then our other one, we had just like Early Bird, our logo, and then the other one, I forgot what the last one was that we started out with. Oh, the Anti-Karen Vixen.
Yes.
That one was a complete hit and hilarious, right? So the main reason why we started doing the stamps on the cups, like, yes, we have our logo, but we also wanted to do like funny sayings, right? Something, the world is crazy right now, and I think with that being said, we want people to laugh. We want people to like kind of forget what's going on and just know that they can come here and have a great time and just enjoy it. So that's why like this month we have the 2021 stamp. So it says, hey, 2021, be humble and act right. So we just want people to laugh. So
What's your favorite drink?
my favorite drink is hot. I love our vanilla spice. That's our specialty. It's a vanilla latte with cinnamon, and I'll drink that hot or iced. And then iced, I definitely love our honey cinnamon latte. So I do that instead of doing a syrup. And then like my seasonal favorite this past month was the caramel coffee nut. So that is delicious.
What are your hours and where are you located?
So we're located in the Heaton Shopping Center off of I-10. We're right next to REI and Chipotle, so it's pretty easy to find us. We're not like too hidden or anything. And then we also have a seating area out here for everybody to sit down and enjoy the weather. So we're outside and we're being safe social distance.
Yes, I would hug you and thank you, but I'm not allowed to get that close to you. Early Bird Coffee, check them out. It's so good.
Thank you. And our hours
Yes.
are from Tuesday through Saturday, and Tuesday through Friday we're from 7 to 1, and then Saturdays we're open 8 to 2.
There you go. She gets up very early, so make it worth her while.
Why we're early bird.
That's right. I love it.
Early bird.
I will put Max's Instagram in the comments after the show, so make sure you look him up. He donates all of the money you pay him to different charities, and he's just an amazing guy, so make sure you look him up. So our next guest is a South Texas native who's putting her own spin on country music. I want you to say hello to Colleen Michelle Miller. Hi, Colleen.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm super. How are you?
I'm so good.
I am so excited to have you on. We have Mark, of course, who you know, joining us, watching us, and he thanks us. Tell us about how you know Mark. I
So
think it's great when he started.
I met Mark playing the open mic at Rebecca Creek Distillery. And so he actually is one of the first ones that booked me at that venue. And then he's just worked so hard to kind of, I guess, make the music industry more accessible to people who maybe don't have that super deep pocket, but still want to try their hand at, radio and promotion. And he has just completely helped the entire group of artists that he works with. He really has been so selfless and just really taken all of his time to like really make sure we've got the tools to succeed. And so we're very appreciative.
I love what he's doing, and I think he's such a great guy, and he's just so supportive, and I love that. I love that about him. So I love also that I get to start out Monday mornings with live music. So what are you going to be singing for us today?
So I'm going to play y'all an unreleased song. This is a song that I wrote. I was actually playing a show at Rebecca Creek Distillery, and I had an ex come to this show, right? And the relationship itself was terrible. It was so bad. And he asked me, if things had been different, would I ever take him back? And I looked him in the face and said, I cannot imagine anything worse. And I thought about that encounter for a few days, and then I sat down and I wrote this song. So it's called Back to You.
I love it. I'm going to get out of your way so you can perform.
All right. I'd rather hang out at a bar by everybody around, go broke and pass out in the yard outside my house, and then I'd wake up seeing stars and feeling a little blue before I'd ever run back to you. 'Cause I don't love you after all you've After I robbed a bank or two and stay in old hotels and cover all my trails, they'd never find my boot. And then I steal a foreign car, maybe drive to Timbuktu before I'd ever run back to you. 'Cause I don't love you after all you put me through. So baby, don't bother asking, 'cause that's something that I won't do. I'd get shot through the sky, land on the moon, before I'd ever run back to you. No, I won't ever run back to you.
Wow, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
Everybody is always like, "Oh, country music, you have to go to Nashville." Texas, I love the music scene here in Texas.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. You grew up here.
I did.
When did you fall in love? Were you music your whole life? And when did you realize, like, oh, I have a voice, I could do that?
So I think I could sing before I could talk. My dad has pictures of me like very young, probably like 2 or 3 years old, with a karaoke machine and a mic, standing in front of the Christmas tree. So I don't know what I was singing. It's probably like Puff the Magic Dragon or something. But like ever since, I think it's been my whole life. But I've always loved country music. Like I knew from the very beginning that country music was the rhythm of my heart. Like, you know, in high school, like my friends would take my phone and like, look what I'm listening to. And it was like Loretta Lynn, Tammy Wynette, George Jones. And they're like, why are you listening to that old stuff? Like, you need to be listening to like T-Pain. T-Pain is cool. I tried to like, you know, be like, okay, yeah, you know, I can get into this. And I have respect for all music, but my heart is definitely the classic country sound.
And that's who you're listening to. I always think it's fascinating, like the people that are in country or in pop, or like if they listen to different genres and that's just like kind of their lane that they choose, but you are country head to toe.
I am. I mean, I can jam, but when it comes to performing and writing, it always comes out country.
I love it. What have you been up to? Probably writing a lot of music during all of this, not being able to perform. But
so actually, you know, March and April of 2020 were pretty rough. But then I guess like in the summer, we were allowed to open up a little bit, and I had never been busier. So 2020, you know, I took it was a bit of a learning curve, but it was actually one of my best years. And so I grew a lot, I feel like, in 2020.
I love it. What do you have then after all that growth? Like, what do you have planned for 2021?
So more venues, more traveling. I'm actually going to Nashville next week, and I'm really excited about that. And hopefully I'll be headed back up. So I had a tour planned in 2020. We were going to go back up to Colorado, Wyoming, Montana. That would have been my second run. I didn't get to do that. We just felt like it really wasn't safe for my team at that point. So I'm hoping summer of 2021 we get to go tour again.
I love it. Maybe summer of 2021 is when we will be not virtual, and then you can come perform live for us while you're out.
I would love that.
How can people best support you right now?
I really think social media is so important. And so, you know, there's your usual social medias like Instagram and Facebook. One of the biggest things you can do is go to my Facebook page, go to where you can invite all of your friends to like my page, and just click invite all. Those numbers are so important, especially for booking the bigger venues. Yeah. So that helps me out a lot. And the Spotify is so important. So follow me on Spotify, share my music on your stories, share them with your friends. Those numbers really mean a lot to us.
Is Spotify, I always forget to ask this question, but now that you brought it up, is Spotify the way that people should be listening to music? There's Apple Music, there are all of these different like places, but where should people be listening to music? If you're not like going out and buying a physical CD, where should we go?
So Spotify seems to be the biggest one, which is why we all kind of focus our attention on Spotify. But
Okay.
really, Apple Music and all that is just as important if you prefer one platform over the other. As long as you're listening to our music in some form and sharing it with your friends, we're happy.
All right, good. There you go. You heard it right here. So make sure you go follow her and listen to Colleen on Spotify. So when I was doing your research, when you wrote out your little form, you love Disney music
I
and
do.
movies. So I'd like to play a little game with you.
Okay, here we go.
I have some lyrics to some Disney songs, and I'm going to read them.
Okay.
And you have to guess the title and what movie they're from, okay?
Okay.
All right. This is the first one. And as soon as you know it, like buzz in and say it.
Okay.
Ready? Number 1. Don't you dare close your eyes. 100,000 things to see.
Oh, Aladdin, A Whole New World.
There you go. Ding, ding, ding. Yes. Perfect. All right. Number 2. Do you see that thing swimming round and round? Maybe we could reach in and make it drown.
Oh,
If
that's Lady and the Tramp. That's that Siamese. Weird.
Yes.
Siamese.
Oh my gosh, you're so good at this. Yes, it is. That's perfect. All right. Here we go. Some other folks might be a little bit smarter than I am, bigger and stronger too, maybe. But none of them will ever love you the way I do.
Oh man, you might have me on this one.
Uh-oh.
Oh man, I might have to phone a friend.
Maybe Stacey knows it and she can jump in. I don't know.
Right? Oh man, I feel like bigger and stronger should be the clue there. Oh gosh, you might have me on this one. I'm not
Okay.
ready for that lyric.
It's You've Got a Friend from Toy Story.
Oh, hello. Okay.
Sorry. All right, one is not bad. We have 2 more. When you send it flying up there, all at once you're lighter than air. You can dance on the breeze over houses and trees with your fist holding tight to the string of your kite.
That's Mary Poppins, isn't it?
It is Mary Poppins.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh,
okay.
you are really good at this. All right, last one. I mean, you've won because this is the last one and you have most of them right.
Okay.
I feel it there beyond those trees or right behind those waterfalls. Can I ignore that sound of distant drumming? For a handsome, sturdy husband who builds handsome, sturdy walls and never dreams that something might be coming.
Ooh, that sounds a lot like Pocahontas.
It is Pocahontas. My God, you're good at this. Yes. All right. Disney, thank you for those.
Yes.
Colleen, thank you very much for being here today.
Thank
I
you so
appreciate
much.
it very much. Enjoy your Monday. Make sure you go follow Colleen. Her Instagram is down below. Go listen to her on anything you can. Just make sure you share it.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thank you. We will be right back with Stacey Andon.
Balls. Funny name, serious plant power. Healthy, whole food goodness in one single bite. Wineria SA. Let's enjoy some great vino together. Let's do a virtual wine tasting, enjoy exclusive artisan wines, and join the club. Neon Castaway. Handmade accessories for a colorful life. Teenus. Handcrafted, farm to cup, organic, quality. The Classic Theater, creating excellent theater in San Antonio, Texas that is relevant, diverse, entertaining, and transformative.
All right, we're back. What is an oracle reading? I don't know. You don't know. Maybe you do know. But you know who does know? Stacey Andon. And that's why she's here. And this is what she wants to do today. And basically anything that Stacey Andon wants to do, I'm on board with. So I'm going to bring her out right now. Please welcome the incredible Stacey Andon. Stacey.
Good morning, beautiful.
Good morning, friend.
How can you not be in like a much better mood after just being, being a participant and watching this show this morning? Beautiful music, uplifting podcast, all of it. I love it.
Listen, it's my favorite part of my entire life is getting to do this for an hour once a week.
Yes, and I need that coffee loves you sign in the early bird coffee shop. Is that the name of it?
Yes.
I want that neon sign that she has
I know.
for my kitchen.
Listen. It's of course I tried to take it when I left, but it's pretty nailed down to that wall. Yes. How's your 2021 going?
2020.
It's a combination.
All blending together.
Mm-hmm.
Probably like most people, I had some rough spots, like Colleen was saying, in 2020. And then, things started to shift at the end of the year for me. And I really felt like there was this beautiful kind of shift in energy. And I'm feeling very, very, even though it's winter here, very much kind of re-energized and enjoying not feeling like I have this, burst out in January. I know so many times in a typical year we would feel like, oh, January we're supposed to hit the ground running, but just allowing January to go slower and take its time like winter does. And I'm enjoying very much all the things. So
I love it. Yes, I feel I'm not a New Year's resolution type person where I feel like it just sets you up for failure.
totally.
I have a lot of like, oh, this is what I'd like to do this year. This is what I'm hoping happens this year, but not necessarily like it has to start January 1st.
Yeah.
And one of them was not begging people to be in my world. And just kind of letting people come and go as it naturally happens. And it's been interesting, the energy that has brought to me, like just the excitement and like you learn from a person who maybe is only in your life for a little bit and they leave, and not putting that pressure on myself or other people.
I love that. First of all, if we can all practice like letting go of the outcome or the attachment, right, to the outcome. This is supposed to be a certain way. This person, is supposed to do a certain thing. This is like the best practice we can all do for our entire lives. It is hard. We humans get attached to so many things. We want certain things, but when we can create that space, you get this like wiggle room, like you're talking about. And then all of a sudden, I always say that something better, because the mind can only conjure up what it knows, that something better, magical, delightful, surprising has space to come into our lives when we let go of that attachment. I totally agree. And I got an idea for you instead of a resolution.
All right.
So I've been doing this the last couple of years, and it is like mind-blowing every time I do it with clients. I do it with people in my personal life. So I'm going to throw it out there to you and all the people watching. Instead of like resolution, I would love everybody to just take some time. I think if you write it down, it gives it more power. But write down 3 experiences that you want to have and create for yourself this year. A couple of years ago, my husband, we did this and we were doing it in the car together. So we were having a conversation. I said, all right, tell me your 3 experiences. And he said, oh, I really want to drive a really fast car on a racetrack. He goes, I have no idea. There's like no plans for it, but I love that feeling I get behind the car and the speed and just the exhilaration of all of that, right? Because it's important to connect to the feeling state that we want from the experience, like really get into the sensory part of it. And it was so funny because less than a month later, we ended up in Atlanta at our friends, and he ended up driving Porsche race cars with one of our friends. And I said, well, there you go. That happened so fast. And again, he wasn't trying to make it happen. He was just really relishing and what would turn him on, what would make his heart race in the best way. So I'm all for that, because every time we do that, I find we're, first of all, really stating out a desire and intention out into the world, but we're also connecting. If you want to feel exhilarated, how can you add more of that every day? You don't have to wait till you'd have that kind of opportunity. If you want that on a Monday morning, you can absolutely create it for yourself. There's no like, oh, well, the future holds all the power. Actually, the present does. So that's my thought on what to do in the new year instead of resolutions.
And you've been telling me this for a long time, and I'm finally listening. And there's a lot of fun stuff coming to fruition around here that we'll be announcing later. And I have to say that you're such an important piece of all of that. You're my biggest cheerleader in the corner, constantly screaming at me
with love.
Yeah, with love, of course, with love. Yes. Otherwise, you wouldn't be around if you were just screaming at me all the time.
Exactly. It's all with love.
Yes. I just can't tell you how much I appreciate your enthusiasm for anything that I throw out there, and your willingness to listen.
Well, we don't, and I say this a lot, and you probably have heard me say this multiple times. The universe doesn't dangle a desire in front of us to say, hey, here's some amazing thing that we start to get excited about and go, oh, but guess what? It's not for you. You
Yeah.
know what? We're just going to torture you with this big vision you might have, or this desire it doesn't work that way. It's like planting the seed. You're not going to get the tree immediately. It's like there's a process, there's a journey in it as well too. So whatever you're feeling, you, us, me, everybody, know that there is truth in that desire. And I always know my clients, everybody I work with, absolutely can create whatever big and almost impossible thing that they imagine for themselves. I see it all the time.
Yeah. I think what I tell people, I stole it from you, and I tell people all the time.
Good. Steal my things.
I do. One of the things you told me when I was going through my divorce was the universe only trades up.
Yep.
And that has stuck with me. And I think about it a lot, and I tell people a lot, and I feel like it's very true. I feel like I am an example of that,
like
actually coming to be real.
We don't have to suffer. I know that's where a lot of us have gotten most of our growth. And I'm not, discounting our experiences, but I really believe now 2021's opening a new energetic container where there's lots of beautiful, supportive energy of ease, right? Like we don't have to suffer and struggle. So we have to allow ourselves to get out of that mindset, right? The mind is just going to repeat what it knows. This is going to be hard. I'm going to have to struggle. This is going to take a long time. And that's where, again, amazing things when you start to work with a coach, because you realize you have a lot of power with that mindset, that just shifting that changes reality. And it's like, again, it's like you can't make this stuff up. And it just, who doesn't want to wake up and do this for a living? I love my work in the world.
Isn't it fun? Like, it's so fun to want to do it. Like, yes.
I want to touch as many lives as possible while I am alive on this planet. So that's my goal.
Exactly. I know you've been doing a lot of oracle readings, and you've been talking to me off the show about those. And I know a little bit about them. But I want you to tell people what they are. And I have questions about the decks. Like, how come? Why do you have multiple? How come one doesn't work, and why? All of that. There's so many of them. I don't get it.
All right, I'm going to answer all your questions.
Right.
First of all, what an oracle reading, and again, what an oracle reading is for different people, especially different intuitives, could be different. So I will speak to what it is for me if you have an experience. I am a channel for your guides. So how do I get messages to you? One of the mediums I use is oracle cards. So pulling cards from a card deck. And if you don't know what that is, these card decks kind of range from very simple messages. They have different particular, I have a goddess deck, so there's lots of feminine goddesses that are part of this deck. I have messages, that are postcards from spirit. I love to have a variety of different decks in front of me so that when I start to channel, again, I'm just the conduit, and I say to the universe, what does Richard, right? What does Richard most need to know in this moment? Then the decks kind of call to me and say, oh, this deck or that deck. But I also.
It's like the 2020.
Oh my goodness. Also believe you could just have one deck and get everything you need. So I just love the artwork, the way different people express themselves. And again, then it just gives me, it's like you could color with one crayon your whole life, or you could have the Crayola box that has I don't know what's the mega box, 200, 100.
Can you imagine?
And just use all those different flavors to get messages. So I don't think you're going to get what you need always, no matter what deck and whatever card comes through. And when I do oracle readings, they're for the entire year. So your guides are really saying to you, okay, what's going on in your life right now that we really want to draw attention to for you? What challenges? And I always call challenges like sacred obstacles, right? Like not something that's meant to tear you down, but meant to expand you wider. So it's this idea of like, ooh, what is coming and what kind of resources and tools will help me? So the oracle and the guides aren't meant to predict your life. They're meant to support your journey and help you, again, in this energy of ease. If I really know kind of what is at the heart and what are some of the things that are going to make it easier, then it's like coming into a room already having the cheat sheet or the cliff notes or that kind of thing, rather than kind of coming in, and not knowing anything ahead of time.
So they're for the entire year, but you don't necessarily just do them like once and then it's like here. Like, do you pull them often?
Yes.
People? Okay.
I do it in client sessions all the time. I do have a standalone session you can have with me that's interactive, where we channel those messages for you. I do smaller readings during the year, but I've kind of really decided that these big, guides for the whole year, they take a lot of energy for me to channel through, are really probably going to be a once a year kind of thing. So I just am finishing up, but if I feel like there might be a few people that still want one. So I'm going to leave it open for maybe another week or two and see if anybody else really feels called to it. You know, if you're like, oh yeah, I want that in my life.
Yeah. And that's an option on your website? I'm assuming that people
Yes,
can...
all of that's on my website under readings. So you can book the live reading or the in-person reading, or get these oracle guides are PDFs. So they come with all sorts of journal prompts and ideas for integration. The chakras have been a real big thing that keeps coming through. So there's a lot of chakra energy in that. So you get all sorts of deliciousness.
I'll put the link to that in the comments after the show, because I'm not smart enough to do it while I'm talking to her because there's too much going on. But it'll be there after the show. So
what did I not answer?
No, that was
okay.
It. We're gonna pull some cards. Yes?
Yeah, let's pull some cards.
All right. What do you need from me?
All right. So I picked a deck. Okay. So first of all, there's so many amazing decks out there, but I picked something simple for the ease of this show today, and it's called Haven. It's am I doing that well enough?
There we go.
It's
Here,
by
I'm
a
gonna
woman.
do this so people can see. Wait for it.
Wait.
Wait.
There we go.
Wait.
Is that better?
I can do this. I'm a smart person. There you go.
Okay. Haven. And it's by a woman. Her name is Sarah Tumanello. I think she's in the UK. I know she's not in the States. But anyway, she's a beautiful artist. So when you see these cards, first of all, they're small, which I like, because you could take them with you anywhere. And then if you were having a moment and you wanted to pull a card for yourself, pull a message, you wanted to put them by your nightstand and pull a card at night or in the morning. Hey, what kind of can guide my day today? You can use these cards whatever you want.
Ooh, yeah. That gives me goosebumps. I want a deck now.
Oh, and look at this deck. So see this beautiful silver foil.
Yeah.
And then these are the back, right? So all the one side is all the same, and it's just beautiful. Maybe it's probably meant to be like that. It's gorgeous. So watercolor. Yeah. So anyway, I always shuffle the deck, and I might have a particular question, like maybe I'm pondering, oh my gosh, should I, take this new job opportunity, or, what I've had an argument with my husband, and, how should I kind of navigate that? You can ask very practical questions. You can ask big spiritual questions. There is no wrong question to ask.
Good.
So do you want to ask a question, or you want me to put something out there for you?
I think I feel like I've asked you a lot of questions in the last couple weeks, so okay. I'm going to let you pull.
All right. So sometimes, which is what just happened, and you can't see it because I apologize, but I don't manipulate the camera as well as you do. A card will fly out. If a card flies out of the deck while you're shuffling, that card is saying, hey.
Excuse me.
I want you to pay attention to me. Okay, so here, and I love, right? These beautiful, okay, let's see if I can get it better.
Here,
embrace life.
There you go.
right? So again, that really, Richard, sounds like a confirmation to me of what you just said. I'm letting go more and letting life come in and speak to me. There's a beautiful quote by Parker Palmer, he's a writer, and he says, before you tell your life what you want it to do for you or what it's supposed to be, listen to your life. So this is this embracing, which to me has a lot of that letting go energy. And it allows us, when we just embrace what is here, most of human suffering on this planet is the difference between what is actually happening and what we think should be happening, right? That's where the gap is. So if we can practice being present, we have to like everything, but we can just be like, oh yeah, this is here with me right now. It's a much more powerful and flowing place to be.
Yes, because even in the awful times, it's like, what am I learning from this? Like,
yeah, why is this here?
Yeah.
And the more we can ask that question and really be, again, you got to feel the feelings first. So if you're angry or disappointed or upset, like allow that to be. That's our wild human side that's wired that way. And once we've done that, then we can say, why is this here? This is going to move through a lot faster than if we just pretend we don't like it and we don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
Then we bring it forward. It's like our little bag that we have packed, or maybe a big bag with all the things that we really haven't decided we want to address yet. So the more you do it in the present moment, the more you just, again, you're like, I know you have pets. So like, the animals, they really live in the present moment. If they go through something, they shake it out. And then then the next moment is the next moment. So it's like that process of like, again, not letting the mind just hold on to things and allowing ourselves to move through life with way more ease. And fun too.
Yes. Embrace the fun.
When you're embracing life, man, you're having fun. There's adventures, all the things.
Yes. And then it all kind of comes together when you just like let it happen, when you don't try to force it.
Absolutely. Do you think we should pull a card for the audience?
Yes.
Okay. I'm agreeing. This one seems like it should come forward because it's in a different. And again, you can't mess up by pulling the cards. Ooh, this is a great card.
Make room for something new. Wow. All right.
There we go. I mean, perfect beginning of the year. And again, if you don't know what that is, don't stress. You don't have to figure it out. That's not what the universe is asking. But what I would say, if you want to make space for something new, clear something out. Clean a room, clean a drawer, donate some things, make space for that something new to come to you.
I just did that. I spent 6 hours cleaning, organizing, and getting rid of stuff in my bedroom. And just like the energy in there doesn't feel as well dusty and full of cat hair because I vacuumed around all the baseboards. But like it just feels different, and I have more space, and I can like it's so nice.
Ooh. Yeah, I got an idea that just came to me, but I won't say it on air. I will keep that to myself.
We'll end broadcast and then we'll chat after that.
Exactly. Because that's how, that as an intuitive, when I'm in the presence of other people, a lot of times the guides are like, oh, this person know this, let the person know that. It's not me telling you, it's really, I'm the messenger for what you need in the moment. So yes, clean some drawers, clean a bedroom, clean your kitchen, clean like the little area in your car that's messy. It doesn't have to be a big space. Yeah.
How can people get a hold of you?
Ooh, so what I love is the community I've created on Facebook. It's a free private group called Unlock Your Midlife Magic because, and I think of midlife as like, by the time you're like 20s, all the way, like maybe I'm wrong about that because, but I just find once you get into adulthood, we always feel a little maybe let down, or we're too serious, or we're not necessarily focusing on how to make things easier and fun and where the magic lies. So my group is all about that. I do oracle readings all the time in there for folks. So that come join the group. We would love to have you. And if that's not your jam, I'm also on Instagram as Stacey Stacey, Stacey Andon, and check out my website. I have lots of offerings. If coaching sounds interesting to you, which is usually to me the fastest way, those desires that you're writing out, you want to fast track, fast pass those things, coaching is the easiest way to do it. So having that guide along the way that knows all the tricks and the cheat sheets that can support you, oh, delightful.
Ooh.
Delightful. I love it. So come talk to me and let's chat and have some fun.
Head over to her website or find her Instagram is right there. Go there and send her a message. You're amazing. I love you, and I'm so thankful that I got to spend a couple years in Maryland to meet you and become friends with you.
I love it. It was meant to be.
I know. I love you. Stacey's going to be here once a month, so if you have questions for her, put them in the comments. Send her comments on her website or Instagram, and we'll talk about it next month.
Can't wait. February, Love Month. We got to talk about relationships.
Of course, because love is everywhere.
Exactly.
All right. We will be right back, everyone. Thank you, Stacey.
Thank you.
Lick Honest Ice Creams. Know what you're licking, y'all. Made in Austin, Texas since 2011. Unique flavors inspired by what's in season locally. Go Vegan San Antonio, a vegan comfort food truck located at the Block in San Antonio. Rebel Designs, handcrafted sterling silver jewelry designed by Shelley, inspired by nature. The right fit, style, makeup, and fitness, taking the stress out of getting dressed.
All right, everyone, welcome back. That was our show today. I have a few things. It's the anniversary of the day I well, I'll show you this video. This happened a couple of years ago. It was the best 10 seconds of my entire life, and it happened. Today's the anniversary.
That's him. Did you guys see him? Yes,
I did. That was 2 hours of standing in the rain to see Justin Timberlake for 10 seconds. He walked out of the hospital. He was there visiting kids at Methodist here in San Antonio, and he walked out, got in his car, drove up to where I was, rolled down his window. Some crazy nurse came running out of the hospital, screamed at him. He rolled it up, and they drove off. But we connected there. So that was 10 seconds of my entire life that I'll never get back. Well, it was over 2 hours of my life. But it was the best 10 seconds of my entire life. So hi, Justin. All right, we have the Crown of giveaways every week. When you like the show, share the show, heart the show, all those things on Facebook, you get put in our Crown of giveaways. You saw the commercials. You get free stuff. You get to pick what it is. Here we go. I'm going to pick a name. Like, look at all these names. We have a ton of people who have been look at this. This is just a part of it. So thank you to everybody who has been so supportive of the show this season. And this week's winner is Vanessa Sanchez. You win. You get to pick your prize. Thank you for watching, and thank you for liking or sharing and supporting the show. Let me know what you want, and then we just send it to you. It's really fun. What else do we have? If you would like to support the show in a different way, and you know I drink coffee all day long, every day, you could become a coffee sponsor. And coffee sponsors there's no minimum or maximum. And so it's a really great way to easily help the show, because even if you're donating $5, it helps me send out the boxes of the gifts to someone. It helps do little things like buy paper to write down the winners. This show is completely done on my own, and it's a lot. So become a coffee sponsor. Go to buymeacoffee.com/Rich Wilmore Show, and you get your name in the credits. You could be on the show. It's so much fun, and I love this show, and so I'm hoping that you will help continue the show to grow and just continue to be a presence here for all of the entertainers, not even locally, but all around the country. Last week, we had a rerun from a show I did in 2016 with my friend April, who was recently diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. And I just wanted to give you an update on her. She's doing great. They had a GoFundMe that was in the comments, and their goal was $7,000. And as of right before this show, they were sitting at exactly $10,000. So April, I love you. Another person that I got to meet in Maryland who has changed my life. She's an amazing person. Check out that show from last week. She works a lot with animal cruelty and prosecuting animal abusers. And she's a wonderful person, and I love her. All right, everyone, that is the show for today. I thank you all for hanging out with me. Go check out, I mean, we had a lot going on today. Early Bird Coffee, Max, this photo right here, this one right here is Max. It's a print he gave me of a photo. Stacey, Colleen, everyone, thank you. And we will see you next week. I love you. Goodbye.
It's the Richard Wilmore Show.